Weather coverage, a lot of folks in Gaston County trying to figure out the next steps after some major damage that we just mentioned earlier from this week's storms. For some, that first step is waiting and watching for when the power will come back on.
Yeah, we know Duke Energy has several crews out working to fix it right now. WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris joining us live in West Charlotte. Miles, things, are they looking a little bit better? Are people able to pick up the pieces after the storms that rolled through earlier this week?
Yeah, well, Colin and Nick, there's definitely a lot of optimism that the power can come back on soon, but I mean, it's really been a busy day in this area. Let me show you exactly why. So we're here along Park Lane, and just to one side of me here, you can still see some of the aftermath following that storms that we have seen from Wednesday. But just to the other side of this here, if you take a look here, my photographer Kevin will show you, we still have a ton of those power crews out in this area working on those power lines again, really trying to restore the power for a lot of residents in this West Charlotte neighborhood. Now, as thousands of people find ways to manage being without power, Duke Energy has crews working to resolve the issues that really swept in following those Wednesday's storms. Now, across the Carolinas, they've seen as many as around 300,000 customers go without power, and we've had many people asking us, why don't they have power but homes down the road do? Now, here's the process that Duke Energy shared with us when it comes to dealing with restoring power. First, they looked for public safety situations. So they locate those down power lines and make sure that electricity is no longer flowing through the wires. Next, they look at transmission substation equipment and main distribution lines. Now, they serve those large number of customers and those large geographical areas. Third, Duke Energy serves essential facilities, things like hospitals, fire departments, and even police stations. And then the fourth and final step includes distribution lines, where they work to get the largest number of customers back on as quickly as possible. Now, the fourth part, that is where Duke is telling us they say that most customers, those are going to be served.
So a main distribution line, again, one of the big lines that feeds a lot of customers, those are going to feed into the smaller distribution lines in neighborhoods. And a lot of times there are neighborhoods that have multiple main distribution lines that feed into them. So that's one of the reasons why literally your neighbors on your street may have power and you don't. And that's part of that is we design our system that way on purpose, just because it helps us to manage outages better.
Now, here's an important note from Duke Energy. They went on to say that those main distribution lines, they can feed tons of different neighborhoods. So that can be from one side of town on the west side of Charlotte all the way out to the east side of Charlotte as well. Now, again, they have crews out here constantly working on restoring the power. And at 6 o'clock tonight, we will share with you more of those details and those efforts in restoring power really throughout the Carolinas, but also what those without power are saying as well and how they're trying to manage being without the power until it's cut back on. But for now, reporting live here in West Charlotte, I'm Miles Harris, WCNC Charlotte.
It's been a long couple days. There's no doubt about that.
Hopefully get the power back on soon.
Yeah.
Thanks, Miles.